The Simulation World Auto Group with LSR TV and CRN Sports presents coverage of the Rock Batteries 200 live from the Rockingham Speedway. It's round number 6 of the Outlaw Super Late Model Series on this Wednesday evening. Good evening from The Rock, virtually on iRacing. I'm Wesley Outland. Joined alongside is Greg Rentz on the broadcast call, and also our junior race reporter, Atlee Wise, is also here with us as well. Greg, so much history, so much love, so much passion for The Rock, the Rockingham Speedway, right nestled about 80 miles from my hometown in Durham. Used to go to the races in the backyard. Remember the big truck races before they pulled the plug? But you can always make history, racing history, for the iRacing portions of The Rock. And I think we're going to see the same thing here tonight with our coverage of the Rock Batteries 200.
A super late model race at Rockingham is unlike any other, Wesley. Some insane racing here at Rockingham always puts on the show, and we're going to see it unfold here again. 100 laps is the distance in this one, I do believe. No, 200 laps, excuse me, as I had the wrong number in my head. I was looking up at something else, but 200 laps the distance tonight. We got heat races to set the lineup. No qualifying tonight. We're going to do it with 3 8-lap heat races to set the lineup tonight.
That's right, 1 hour practice session, just about under 2 minutes remaining in that session. And then we have those 8-lap heat races. The 8-lap heat races will set the lineup for the inside of the outside. And then we will drop the green flag on the Rock Batteries 200. And a big shout out also to the fine folks adjacent to the Rockingham Speedway, Rockingham Dragway, which is still in operations to this day amongst everything that's going on with the COVID restrictions. And Rock Batteries is a big part of the Rockingham Dragway. We appreciate Rock Batteries jumping on board and sponsoring this event here tonight at The Rock, virtually on LSR TV, and for those that are listening on CRN Sports. Let's bring in our junior race reporter, Atlee Wise, and Atlee Weiss. Atlee, what's your take on what we're going to see at Rockingham tonight, my friend? Always fun working with you again for another Wednesday.
We're going to have a little bit of a different race. Last week we were at Mosport in Canada, had a great race. Winning both races was Garrett Maines. He is currently 4th in practice. Right now we got Curtis Critchley on the top of the board. What I've been seeing during practice, this is going to be one heck of a race.
And right now, practice is ongoing for Curtis Critchley, which, by the way, Greg, he's coming off a win last night in round number 2 of the Live Sim Racing Stadium Super Truck Series from Watkins Glen.
Win last night on LSR TV in the Super Truck Series at a road course, which is where we ran last week in this series, and he did very well at both those races. A couple of top 5s for him. On top of the charts at Rockingham, and Wesley, it's a lot different racing at Rockingham than it is road course, especially in these super late models. But look at the practice times. Critchley, Edwards, Kieran Church, and Garrett Maines all in a 22.4 second bracket. Just 4 100ths separate the top 4 right now.
20 seconds remain here in practice, and while we have a break in the action before qualifying for the Rock Batteries 200, let's take a look at the point standings for the Outlaw Super Late Model Series as we move into round number 6 tonight from the Rock. Garrett Maines, a sizable lead, 978 to 840, 138 back to Derek Fulton. Brandon Gagnon's 3rd, Matthew Lee 4th, Peyton Howell 5th, Adamson, Jeans, Maines, Hendra, and Church the top 10, and of course the rundown also of your top 20. And Greg, again, that's presented by sawblade.com, our current point standings, and there's a bounty on the line tonight against Garrett Maines.
There is. Bounty was announced last week on LSR TV. I don't know if anyone else has added to it, but as of when we went off air last week, $10 if another driver was able to defeat Garrett Maines. If Garrett Maines won tonight, he got $15.
So it looks like they are skipping qualifying, and they are gridding for the heat race.
Yep, no qualifying in this one. We're setting our heat race, or setting the starting lineup by heat race positions. Looks like we're doing 2 heat races, an inside lane and an outside lane heat.
And let's introduce the starting lineup for heat race number 1 on the pole. It's Mike Adamson out of Florida, the 46. Jason Maines will make up row number 1 in the 2 car. Row number 2 will find Pete Pellini in the 51, followed by Matthew Allen in the 127. Row number 3 will find Michael James from San Antonio, Texas, and Kernan Church in 22. Moving on to the next row, row 4, Nicholas Sacco in the 93 and Garrett Maines in car number 1. And around out the top 10, Ray Richer in 44. Matthew Lee will start 10th in the 04.
Final row in this one will be Brandon Gagnon in the number 83. Shotgun on the field. No practice time. Actually, he got like 2 laps of practice, but did not make it. I'm sorry. Brandon Gagnon is starting shotgun. I misread. I skipped Daniel Hindra in the number 50 or 71. A new look for him this week. Completely messed up here. That's my fault. But we're under pace laps here at the first of 8 lap heat races for this one.
So there is the field getting introduced for heat race number 1. Atlee, bring it back to you, young man. It's going to be an 8-lap heat race. What do you think we'll see here in these next 16 laps to set the field for 200?
I'm keeping my eye on right now Garrett Maines. He's starting in 8th. He's going to have to make his way up through the field to get up front. Got Mike Adamson on the pole. Nice looking paint scheme in the LSR TV car. A lot of bumping and banging starting off. If you're going to try to make a pass for the lead, maybe a few bump and runs for the lead. It's definitely going to be an exciting race as the pace car pulls in.
Pace car drops onto the lane. It's Adamson along with Allen on the front row. Green flag out in the heat race 1 at the Rock. And on the jump, it's Adamson pulling away. Allen will make something work on the top shelf on the opening lap in 1.
We're missing the number 2 of Jason Maines in this one. He is just now rolling out. He missed the grid, so Jason Maines was going to start outside pole, did not make the start, and that helped out his son Garrett because Garrett all of a sudden is in 4th position after starting 6th when he was scheduled to start 8th. But it's side by side for 2nd as Jeans goes inside of Pellini. No look on Pellini's car as well, but he's stuck on the outside. Here comes Sacco back up in the mix in the 93.
Yeah, Nicholas Sacco trying to make something work there as they come to the bottom of the racetrack. Sacco trying to hook up with Garrett Maines. Pellini hung out to dry. They work their way down the front stretch, another lap in this 8-lap heat race. The field will be decided on the inside row. And right now, how about the man from Florida, Mike Adamson, clean out in front, leading the way. There's a nice battle brewing for 2nd, 3rd on back, as Adamson now has attack for the lead off of turn number 2 by Jeans and company reeling him in. And here comes once again Maines looking to the inside, to the outside for that spot. Back to 1.
Sadler Esports drivers 2nd and 3rd make it 1st and 3rd as Michael Jeans trying to pull his ESE teammate with him on the inside. Jeans to the lead. Remember, we're going to be halfway this time by in this 8-lap heat race. Just 8 laps the distance. They click away fast. Here at Rockingham, we got a battle for the lead between the ESE teammates. Sadler Esports 1-2 right now.
Elliott Sadler Esports 1 and 2, as you just reiterated on. There goes Michael Jeans, race 1 winner at Talladega in the Triple Crown a couple of weeks ago. And now Garrett Maines, who's looking for his 7th win in the series. He has the bounty on him, the Smithfield Foods number 1. He leads the way, pulling away Atlee from those drivers as they go to turn 1 with 4 to go.
I'm watching that second place play here. Here comes Nicholas Sacco, getting right up there to Michael Jeans. He's staying a pretty distance away. I'm not sure if Michael Jeans can get back up to Garrett Maines with 3 laps to go.
Here they come to the stripe. 3 remaining now at the line, and Michael Jeans battling alongside now with the machine there of Nicholas Sacco. Sacco in the 93, beautiful looking car, starting to reel in. Hope you're enjoying the new overlays, by the way, on the broadcast coverage. LSR TV, just one more reason why we are your home for sim racing. To the line, 2 to go. In heat 1, Garrett Maines out in front.
Leslie. This is the white flag, 1
white
lap
flag.
to go. We are working lap number 8 right now, so this would be the white flag lap.
Yes, it is.
Should be Garrett Maines leading the way into number 1 as he goes into turn number 3, looking for win number 7 on the night or season, and he's starting it off with a good one. He's going to lead him to the green. Garrett Maines wins heat race.
He's not worried about no bounty on him. Garrett Maines out of Powelton, Virginia will take heat race number 1 and solidify the pole for the Rock Batteries 200 here at Rockingham. 2nd spot going to Michael Jeans. His teammate for Elliott Sadler Esports, 1 and 2. Sacco will go third. And that will wrap up heat race number 1. Pete Pellini and Mike Adamson will round out the top 5. Let's give you your rundown again for the unofficial results for heat race number 1. Oh, that's right. Okay. Just you saw it on the upper left of the monitor there. So there is your heat race results as we grid now for heat race number 2. Let's give you your starting lineup for heat number 2. Row number 1 will find Billy Smith Jr. Bug-Eyes on the pole to the outside. Dylan Thomas in car 23, row 1. Row 2 is going to be Curtis Critchley, winner of the Pro 2 trucks at Watkins Glen last night with the Stadium Super Trucks starting 3rd. And Derek Fulton will start 4th in the Shark Silver Bullet number 7. Row number 3 will find Andrew Navarro in the 42. And Bladen Edwards will make up row 3 in the 72 car, also with CRN Sports Network colors. And we'll give you the rest of the rundown, Greg, so we kind of split it in half this time.
Ryan Kendall will roll off into number 68 with the 02 of Jay Jensen, sporting breast cancer awareness to his outside in the 02. Then you got Billy Smith Jr. in the number 89, Ken Zeems in the number 90, rounding it out, and shotgun on the field in this one is Peyton Howell in the CRN Toyota.
That's right. So there's your lineup as these drivers get ready to go. Atlee, what do you think we'll see here in race number 2, different from race 1, my friend?
I think it's going to be about the same as race number 1, more side-by-side racing for the lead, maybe a bump and run or 2. The typical things that you see at short tracks. But Rockingham, there's always just something different about Rockingham that makes the racing so exciting. We'll see what happens as pace car pulls in.
Final preliminary of the night underway here at the Rock. We're green flag. This heat race will set the outside row. Next, for the Rock Batteries 200 from Rockingham. Green in the air, and on the jump, it's Critchley to the lead in 54.
Dylan Thomas did not get a good initial start in the 03, but he fights back to the inside. Billy Smith in the 00. He caught the wall. He's going to fall back outside the top 5 just like that. Problems for Billy Smith in the early going. He's falling to the tail end of the field. That's your pole sitter for this race. Caught the wall off turn number 2, and in one lap goes from 1st to 9th. Comes down and gets in front of the 68 of Kendall, but he is falling all the way to the back. Something not right with the 00 car.
We are underway. 7 laps to go. Critchley, the man out in front. He's got a nice little battle holding off the likes of Thomas, Fulton, all reeling him in as they go back into turn number 1.
Derek Fulton to the inside now of Dylan Thomas. Battle for 2nd as they go side by side. Oh, we got problems around. Goes the 23 of the 03 of Thomas. Nestled down to the inside wall. We stay green, but that was a huge one there. There you see Dylan Thomas getting rolling. He's got significant damage on that car.
Spun around there on Thunder Valley on the back straightaway. All that momentum he had fighting for 2nd and 3rd will now go for naught. And Thomas dropping down below the apron. Green flag still out. 6 remaining. It's Critchley back into the corner.
Believe there is no cautions in these races. We're going to be halfway this time. Going to be 4 down, 4 to go as they cross the stripe. Critchley leading the way, but Derek Fulton closing in. Couple of drivers from north of the border trying to battle it out right now for 1st and 2nd.
Nice battle going on down the back straightaway as again Atlee strong run for Critchley, but Fulton trying to reel him in like bait on a hook in 3.
Heck yeah, here comes Derek Fulton. He's on the bumper. Looks like he moves high. He's right there about on his quarter panel. He's staying up there on the wall. Derek Fulton is really making that high side work, and he's continuing to reel in that number 54 of Curtis Critchley.
Closing in, trying to make something work there. Critchley and Fulton, they're 1 and 2. Edwards now, that's Bladen Edwards to 3rd. His teammate Howell is in 3rd and 4th. Let's pick up those drivers now. They're 3rd and 4th behind Fulton. They're trying to play wingman with one another and run down each other. And that's CRN Sports number 11 of Howell. Tag teaming, running down Edwards to try to get down Fulton with now 2 to go this time by.
Going to be white flag this time, Wesley, as they come around. Going to start lap number 8. White flag, 1 lap to go for Curtis Critchley into number 54, but Derek Fulton peaking high. This is for the heat race victory.
And as always, all the awesome production work in the truck for LSR TV being done by Charles Wooten. Hope you're enjoying those new overlays. Got some more surprises for you along the way. Off of turn 4 to the line. Heat race number 2, the outside row. We'll find Critchley on the outside front row. He'll start second alongside Garrett Maines. Derek Fulton will fire off 4th. 6th will go to Edwards. 8th will start for Howell. And 10th will go to Jensen after they finish 1 through 5 in heat race number 2.
Breaking news, Wesley. Garrett Maines' connection just dropped. The pole sitter,
wow,
6-time winner, his connection just dropped. He is not in the session right now. And he's back in, but keep your eye on that because the internet issues showing up now on the number 1 of Garrett Maines.
What a tough story. We'll continue to monitor that as we get set for one more final practice warm-up before the Rock Batteries 200. Let's take a quick break. When we come back, we'll grab a word with our heat race winners, including Critchley and Maines if he's available. This is coverage of the Rock Batteries 200 from Rockingham Speedway with the Outlaw Super Late Model Series. We are Swag on LSR TV and CRN Sports.
Let's go! It's in the air. Ladies and gentlemen, we're off and racing for 300 laps tonight, 300 laps tomorrow night. Look at car number 110. He said, look at me, I'm out the lead. He is right in the middle of the racetrack, ladies and gentlemen, in reverse with cars going.
There's a lot of esports leagues and iRacing, but there's nothing like Swag. Special events, series sanctioning. The Simulation World Auto Group, Swag, is excited for you to become a member and join our team. Weekly competition includes Stadium Super Trucks, the Outlaw Super Late Model Series, the Short Track Cup All-Star Challenge, the Winter Heat during the winter months, and so much more. Special events and venues is also throughout the year. We want you to be a part of the team. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram by looking up Swag Esports Racing and jump on board with the Shark. Big money, fun times. We want you to be a part of what is the new Simulation World Auto Group. All the details again on Swag Racing Esports on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. We'll see you at the virtual tracks across the world. And if not, follow broadcast coverage on LSR TV, the weekly racer in CRN Sports. Welcome back to the Rockingham Speedway. LSR TV and CRN Sports audio coverage of the Rock Batteries 200 from the legendary Rock. I'm Wesley Outland, Greg Rentz, Atlee Weiss, and also in production is Charles Wooten for our broadcast coverage. We're going to try to grab our heat race winners here in just a moment as they are still practicing, getting ready for their event to go here this evening. We also have 2 in-race reporters, and before we do that, let's grab our in-race reporter who gets ready to go for the Rock Batteries 200, and as always, good catching up with him, my friend from Mohawk, New York, Ray Richer, one of our in-race reporters. Ray, ready to go here at Rockingham, buddy?
Ready as I'm ever going to be. I'll tell you, I've always struggled at this place. Not that it's a bad place. It's a heck of a challenge, to be honest with you. And with these little cars that are low to the ground, like I say every week, they got a lot of grip. I ran about 35 laps or so. Didn't run out of fuel, and the thing still had pretty good turn in it. Rolled through the corners pretty decent, but man, that turn 2 wall comes up pretty quick.
Well, we'll definitely keep an eye on you, buddy. I know you got some strategy. And might I add, this is a long race. This is a 200-lap race here at Rockingham. It can go by fast, but it could also be lengthy, depending on the drivers.
Well, if I stay in back, I think it's going to go by fast. If I get into the middle, well...
All right, buddy. Go get him, buddy. We appreciate you as always. The man out of Mohawk, New York, Mr. Ray Richer. And also joining us as our in-race reporter from Centre, Ontario, Canada, Derek Fulton in the swag number 70, entry second in the point standings. Derek, what do you think we'll see here at Rockingham tonight for the Rock Batteries 200?
I think it's going to be a little bit conservative at the front. That wall really jumps out at you. It's hard to go too wide off the exit of 2 without making a mistake. So I think it's going to be a little bit of saving to get going to start this thing out. And then once we get comfortable, we'll probably see you guys moving around a little bit more.
All right, buddy. Well, we definitely do appreciate it, and I think it is actually time to introduce the field as they're actually getting ready to grid and get set to race here. Part of the Swag Esports team. Again, that's going to be Derek Fulton and Greg. We're gridding. It's almost time. Let's introduce the starting lineup for round number 6 of the Swag Outlaw Super Late Model Series from Rockingham Speedway and the Rock Batteries 200. On the pole, Garrett Maines having internet issues. At home, he has still not connected in the 1 car. This could be heartbreak because if the field grids, he's not there. He's in trouble. Curtis Critchley on row number 1 to his outside in 54. Row 2, Michael Jeans, another Elliott Sadler Esports driver from San Antonio, Texas. And there's the 1 car flashing back on the monitor. And Derek Fulton, we just checked in with him, the Silver Bullet Shark out of Centre, Ontario, Canada. Row 3, we'll find Nicholas Sacco in the 93 and Bladen Edwards in car number 72 as the field begins to roll. Row 4, Pete Pelini in 51 and Peyton Howell in the CRN Sports number 11 Toyota will start 8th. And row number 5, Mike Adamson, he'll start 9th, and Jay Jensen in 02 makes the top 10.
Matthew Lee in the 04 is going to roll off 11th with Ryan Kendall in 12th. That's row 6. You've got a new look for Kieran Church in the number 22 with Billy Smith Jr. to his outside in the 89. Top 15 is rounded out by Brandon Gagnon with Billy Smith Sr. to his outside. Daniel Hindra and Ken Zeems make up 17th and 18th. Rounding out the top 20 are in-race reporter Ray Richer and Andrew Navarro. Coming to green, final 3 drivers are Matthew Allen, Dylan Thomas, and Jason Maines. And no sign of Dylan Thomas.
And there's the lineup. The lights are off for the pace car. Thanks again for our folks across the road from Rockingham Dragway being a part of the Rock Batteries 200. They also are a sponsor on one of the Gander trucks that'll be at Richmond tomorrow night of Austin Hill. Green is in the air. Ladies and gentlemen, you have a race. We're kicking asphalt at Rockingham in turn 1. Opening laps, and on the jump, it's Garrett Maines. And again, as you said, Greg, with his internet issues, we got to keep an eye on that 1 car. But right now, he's in the house of that number 1. And right behind him is Critchley. They're 1 and 2 off 4, and the laps are winding down quickly, already on lap 3.
Remember, if the internet issues continue, that would negate the bounty this week. Garrett Maines has to be running at the conclusion of the race. Cannot be caught up in an incident and cannot have connection issues for the bounty to be valid. So that is big in the bounty moving forward here.
Underway. As Maines, Critchley, Sacco, Jeans, Howell, your top 5. At League, pretty long race here, but as we said, if they knock off these laps quick, it could go by fast.
Absolutely. Just another thing, as a driver, if you're out here, you're of course battling the cars on the track, but also you're battling other things that are out of your control. And if something like that does end up happening to Garrett Maines, that's going to be very disappointing. Curtis Critchley now back into the lead, stretching his lead to 15. So we'll see if he can continue to extend the gap here at the Rock.
This race underway, and Critchley, Curtis coming off of a win last night for round 2 of the Swag Live Sim Racing Stadium Super Truck Series from Watkins Glen. He had an awesome battle there in the end, battling for the finish. picking up his first win, now making it 2 different winners on that series every Tuesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern. And they move the way to the back straightaway into turn number 3.
But so you got to be happy seeing that number 11 car, Peyton Howell, the CRN Supra, up 4 positions already. Started 8th. He's knocking on the door for a spot on the podium right now in that number 11, trying to reel in Ryan Sacco from 8th to 4th in just 6 laps.
Well, he does have 1 win on the series. He won the triple points finale at Talladega when we had the 3-race event for the Triple Crown back in July. And now he sits in that number 11 car representing CRN Sports, trying to battle Sacco for that position. And all the while, it's Critchley in this A-main. I know the word A-main is not used in pavement a lot, but this is the A-main feature. 200 laps. And Critchley, Main, Sacco, Howell, Jeans, your top 5 as we close in on the opening 10.
Some contact in turn number 3 between Matthew Lee and Jay Jensen. That's the battle for 8th position. Just a little bit of a contact. Jensen giving just a little slight tap to the number 04 going off into the turn there. They all kept it straight, but it was a nice job by both of them to keep it going, but there was just a hair of contact.
That's Matthew Lee and Jensen right there battling for that position. This is inside the top 10. Up the racetrack goes the driver there, Jensen Lee. He's also finding in the championship in the top 5 of the points. A little wiggle there for the 0-2. He'll keep on going.
Here we go, battle for the lead. Garrett Maines wants it back on the inside.
Yep.
He's got him off of turn 4, but he bobbles. And
wow.
Critchley on the inside.
Just open the door and let Critchley get right back around him. He got in the wall. In turn 1, Maines hit the wall. Still keeps on going. No harm, no foul to his Chevrolet. And the Smithfield Foods Ford number 1 moving his way off turn at number 4 now for Elliott Sadler Esports, the man that they got a bounty on. And remember, as you said, Greg, he has to be in the race for the bounty.
That is correct. The little tap to the wall will not affect that, as it looks like he's pretty solid right now. Doesn't look like any damage to the number 1. Sacco hanging out there in 3rd right now, kind of lurking. Then you got Peyton Howell and Derek Fulton. He's coming back up through the field after he fell outside the top 5. But to the inside, Peyton Howell wants 3rd, got 3rd.
Underway here in the Rock Batteries 200 opening laps. So far, pretty clean race, Atlee, with Critchley out in front, battling hard with Garrett Maines.
Yep, these two, Curtis Critchley and Garrett Maines, are starting to run away from these others. Great to see Derek Fulton, that silver bullet, join the party. Bladen Edwards as well. As the field is in very close quarters, these top 6 are all very close to each other, but Curtis Critchley and Garrett Maines are beginning to run away as Garrett Maines wants that lead back after hitting the wall.
And Critchley back to turn 1 and 2. You know, Greg, Rockingham is one of those speedways that are over a mile, just shy of a mile, but you run this place like it's a short track.
Absolutely, Wesley. You got to be up on the wheel, wheeling and dealing. You got multi-grooves to choose from, and we've seen it already as Maines back to the inside of Critchley, trying to make the inside lane work. He's got him through 1 and 2. Garrett Maines back to the lead in the Sadler Esports Smithfield entry, but like you said, Wesley, driving like a short track, but a multi-groove short track. You don't see very many multi-groove short tracks, and that's what makes Rockingham so special. As one car sliding off of turn number 4, that was Peyton Howell, who just barely caught the apron of the turn number 4. That's going to allow Sacco to get back around him for 3rd.
And now Maines back to the lead. Look at this battle now. That was Gagnon. We were just watching him. Sacco, Howell. Also Fulton reeling him in. Edwards is there. Jeans, top 10. Right there between 3rd through 7th. And Howell under attack now by Derek Fulton for that spot down the back straightaway, down Thunder Alley as they go to turn 3.
Shows you just how much just a little clip to the apron can cost you here, as it's taken Howell almost 2 laps now to recover from that, as Fulton now able to get around him for the 4th spot. So suddenly Peyton Howell is back to 5th after getting up as high as 3rd in this one. Garrett Maines trying to pull away from Critchley up front as Sacco has kind of settled in now, about a second off those two, just kind of hanging out right now, just waiting to see what happens as Howell now is under pressure from Bladen Edwards for 5th.
Rock Batteries 200 about to approach 20 laps in this event. 200 laps the distance. Here at the Rock, Thunder Alley down the back straightaway. There is now change for position as Fulton clears Howell for that spot. That's actually Edwards. Edwards clears Howell. He'll move to the top 5 as they cross the line.
Edwards into the top 5. A battle going on deep in the field here, right around the 10th position. Andrew Navarro, he's started 20th, up into the top 10 now in the number 42, trying to get up there. He's up 10 spots after starting 20th, just cracked the top 10 as the battle continues between Hindra and Navarro. Andrew Navarro to the 10th spot, but Daniel Hindra gets around Jensen as well for 11th.
This track famed off of US 1 about 80 miles from where I reside in Durham, North Carolina. The fame, the history, the so much tradition at Rockingham. And a lot of people would love to see this place come back to life. And as I said on the introduction, they're able to witness that and experience it with some type of history being made virtually, thanks to iRacing and the Swag Outlaw Super Late Model Series. Hey, by the way, another event coming up in a couple of weeks is going to be the Butt Kicker 200. And that race is going to be at Bristol Motor Speedway. The top 3 finishers of the 160-lap finale. There'll be a sprint 40-lap race and then a 160-lap race. The winner of those top 3 finishers, Greg, are going to win a butt kicker. Absolutely free, a butt kicker game or 2.
That's coming up on September 23rd. Make sure you mark your calendars. Another famous short track, Bristol Motor Speedway, here on LSR TV, September 23rd. Make sure you mark your calendars for that one. But development here in this one, the number 11 of Peyton Howell has a lot of right front damage, and I think I'm going to have to wait till he comes by once again, but I believe Bladen Edwards might have some damage as well in the number 72 in the exact same spot. Gotta wait to see when they come by. Howell definitely has right front damage. They're coming by where we are stationed right about now, and yes, Bladen Edwards does have damage as well on the right front, both drivers.
Some problems for him. Atlee, what a performance we're seeing all these drivers put on. Very unusual to not see the yellow flag so far in this race.
There's been a lot of aggressive moves, but no caution yet. We've got Nicholas Sacco beginning to reel in Derek Fulton. Derek Fulton took that 3rd position, final spot on the podium, but he's reeling him in that number 93 machine. Nice looking car. If you're going to do well on the racetrack, you ought to look good. We'll see what development is going to happen here with this 3rd place.
20 laps in of 200, still 180 laps remaining in the Rock Batteries 200. We're underway from Rockingham. We'll step away for a quick break. Back with more. We are Swag on LSR TV and CRN in a moment. There's a lot of esports leagues in iRacing, but there's nothing like Swag. Special events, series sanctioning. The Simulation World Auto Group, Swag, is excited for you to become a member and join our team. Weekly competition includes Stadium Super Trucks, the Outlaw Super Late Model Series, the Short Track Cup All-Star Challenge, the Winter Heat during the winter months, and so much more. Special events and venues is also throughout the year. We want you to be a part of the team. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram by looking up Swag Esports Racing and jump on board with the Shark. Big money, fun times. We want you to be a part of what is the new Simulation World Auto Group. All the details again on Swag Racing Esports on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. We'll see you at the virtual tracks across the world. And if not, follow broadcast coverage on LSR TV, the weekly racer in CRN Sports. Back here at the Rockingham Speedway. I was speaking about Martinsville off during commercial break. Another big race coming up is, again, the E300, sanctioned by Swag, the Martinsville E300. That'll be coming up on Sunday, September 27th. That'll be a big event. 1,000 to win. Broadcast coverage on CRN Sports, LSR TV, and the Weekly Racer. Get signed up for that event if you've not already done so by going to Swag. And, of course, going on all of their social media outlets, Swag Esports Racing Team, to get signed up for that big race, again, at Martinsville, coming up in a few weeks on Sunday, September the 27th. Don't forget, tomorrow night, the championship's on the line for the American Motorsports Association Next Gen Challenge Series. That race will be live from Lucas Oil Raceway tomorrow night, and then they take a week off and they come back for an all-star race on September the 24th. But the points will be decided tomorrow night, and that'll be at 8:50 Eastern Time on Live Sim Racing. And tomorrow night, Greg, on the dirt at Eldora. I know you're looking for that, the Northwest iRacing Truck Series.
Yeah, I can't wait for that one. My first dirt broadcast. I am so excited to be finally able to sling some mud with the Northwest Truck Series at Dora, 150 laps. That's the nightcap tomorrow night on LSR TV.
A lot of cool coverage, a lot of great things happening, like this event tonight in the Rock Batteries 200. Just passed over 20-plus laps in this event. There's still a lot of racing left to go. And, you know, gentlemen, we were talking about, as we look at the interval again, with Garrett Maines leading, Critchley second. This battle now with Michael Jeans and Peyton Howell heating up. This is inside the top 10 for 6th and 7th position. And we were above the question of, do you like cautions? Do you not like cautions? And I am the mindset of, I like racing. I like to see 3 and 4 wide racing, kind of like what we saw Monday night at Talladega. And Rockingham has its moments of having that type of racing, but they can also get spread out, kind of like what they're doing right now. And Greg, you said you like it because they're taking laps away.
Yeah, after that Martinsville Cup race, it has definitely taken a toll on us. The start of the caution flag drinking game that the chat's talking about in there, if you're wondering what that is about, it goes back to the Martinsville Monday Night Cup Series race. You can catch that replay on LSR TV. You'll see what we're talking about. But now things are starting to get a little interesting here, Wesley, because we got a couple drivers on pit road. Ken Zeems and Billy Smith Sr. have come down pit road. Leader Garrett Maines also getting into lap traffic. This is what a long green flag run like this does. This allows you to start thinking some strategy calls moving forward. Then we'll see if anyone thinks they can unseat Garrett Maines. Meanwhile, second place, Curtis Critchley coming down pit road for some tires and fuel.
Atlee, too early to be pitting, buddy? What do you think? We're already 30 laps in.
No, I mean, The Rock can absolutely destroy your tires. As we got Andrew Navarro now on pit road along with Curtis Critchley. I think thinking ahead, thinking early is a great idea for a lot of these drivers to give them a chance to unseat Garrett Maines, who's won 6 of the 8 races so far.
And again, Maines is leading the way with about a 2.4 second interval as we're closing in on the 42nd lap this race. Maines, Fulton, there's a caution. Yellow flag coming out for the first time here tonight, a swag caution on lap 42.
And the second place driver, Curtis Critchley, was on pit road when that happened. That's going to be devastating.
I think we're seeing that it's possibly on the 2 car.
Jason Maines.
And there it is, here. Jason Maines.
We're on looking at a swag replay. We do not have the graphic that we normally have for swag replay because of the iRacing build today. The new servers weren't quite finished updating as the build took longer than expected. That's why we don't have the swag replay graphic here tonight.
But here's the number 2 car. of Jason Maines while his son leads Garrett. Jason avoiding to miss another car. There was another car that was in that miss. Was it Billy Smith?
Billy Smith, yeah.
It was.
Smith Jr. in the 89. What happened there with Billy? Let's take a look here. Going back, that's Jay Jensen in front of him.
The Shark out of Seaford, Virginia. Let's see what happened to him.
Jensen caught the apron right in front of him, so he had to check up there just a little bit. Goes to the inside. Oh, he caught the apron right there. And when you have it, I think he was trying to come on the pit road. And
I think that's exactly what happened. He was wanting to come to the pits.
Trying to come on pit road, maybe downshifting to slow it down, and went a little bit too quick, and that thing will snap around on you. That's happened to me before.
And meanwhile, pit stops are underway, Atlee.
Interesting to see Matthew Allen in that 127 car. He's going to be in the lead because he ended up staying out here. So will that benefit him? That's going to be the question here. But a lot of difficulty, people going into pit road. It's not like you can stick your hand out of the window to indicate some of the other drivers out on track that you're going in. So disappointing for Jason Maines, but we'll see if he can get his car back going as he pulls on to pit road.
Yeah, more cars. Matthew Allen out of the pit lane. Here comes Garrett Maines. He'll stay on racetrack at the number 1 after their pit stops. And again, after the first yellow flag involving his father, Jason Maines, and Billy Smith Jr. in car number 89, the Shark out of Seaford, Virginia. We're under yellow flag. Hey, by the way, again, don't forget the Butt Kicker 200 coming up in a few weeks from the Bristol Motor Speedway. You got to get signed up for that. Be a member of SWAG of the Outlaw Super Late Model Series. It will be broadcast live on LSR TV and CRN Sports, and that is on Wednesday night, September 23rd. Wednesday night, September 23rd. And here's the catch, Greg. The top 3 finishers of the big race is going to win a game or two on behalf of Andrew Loden and all the folks at Butt Kicker.
It's going to be awesome. Cannot wait to see how that one goes and who's taking home the Butt Kicker here on LSR TV. Well, this changes the entire complexion of the race, Wesley, because Curtis Critchley, who was in second and leading laps, is not only 1 lap down, he is a ways back in the standings. He is the 5th car trapped 1 lap down right now, so he's not even in position for Lucky Dog right now. That's the 54 of Critchley. He's got work to do now, as he was on pit road when that caution came out. 14 cars on the lead lap.
Yeah, it's a tough break for sure. Under caution, we'll step away. We'll be back with more from the Rock.
Lights are out.
Nope, the lights are off of the pace car. Actually, we're going to stay right here with you. Coming back to the green flag, it'll be lap number 46 of 200 after the first yellow flag. And again, SWAG cautions and SWAG instant replays on today's launch of the new Week 13 update for iRacing. And we also hope you're enjoying all the new graphics and overlays, if you will. Charles Wooten and their production crew at LSR TV have done a phenomenal job getting these things back up and ready to enhance the broadcast. We are back to green.
I think Sacco missed the shift there, Wesley, because Gene, was able to just whip past him, and the rest of the field bottlenecked. I think Sacco missed the shift.
We'll keep an eye on Sacco to see what's going on with him. Meanwhile, look at that bottleneck of traffic going into turn number 3. All over the place. Here's Critchley trying to get back up and make something happen here. We're going to watch him. He's mired all the way in the back of the top 20. Well, that goes on. Church, Kendall, Fulton, all in this mix there as they work their way back into the corner.
A lot of battling going on. This is right around 7th and 8th and 9th going on right now between Kendall, Fulton, Peyton Howell getting around Fulton in the number 11. But the problem there is Peyton Howell is a lap down. Howell is in the Lucky Dog position right now, and that is who Critchley is trying to chase down right now. Howell in 14th position, the first car 1 lap down, but he's up there in front of Fulton. So Howell hoping for another caution here.
And Atlee, we have a couple of teammates in 1 and 2 in Garrett Maines and Michael Jeans.
Absolutely. They've got a little ways between them. We'll see if they catch up. Some pit road news. Looks like JJ Jensen in the number 02 machine went on pit road as soon as we restarted. I'm not sure exactly what happened to that number 02 car, but hopefully he can get things fixed out.
We'll find out the story on that. As Garrett Maines is leading the way, there's his teammate right behind him in second. And Sacco, missing a gear on the start, has now moved his way to third. How about Pete Polini, Greg? He's got a good run going for him in the 51 right now in the top 5 and 4th. Great run for Pete Polini. Remember, new look as he left his team that he was on over the previous weeks. Daniel Hindra as well. So new looks on those cars, the 51 and the 71. Solid, simple look on the 51 with Polini, and it's paying off. He's in 4th right now. And we've seen Polini a couple times this week on iRacing here on LSR TV. That's right. Pete Polini has now, the driver out of Marquette, Michigan, joined Ryco Motorsports. He was a part of IAMCAR. And Daniel Hindra from Walkertown, North Carolina, went with him. And so those are the new teams, the new drivers there for Ryco Motorsports, and we're watching them now. Sacco on the inside, trying to go for second spot. Gene's trying to shut the door. This is allowing Garrett Maines to pull away in the number 1. Sacco able to clear Gene's for second. So now Nicholas Sacco up in the second spot as Gene's trying to get back under him. And he gets right up almost on the tailgate now on the bumper of Sacco, but at the line, Sacco is going to be second. The problem is they're 1.2 seconds behind Garrett Maines, who's driving away. Nicholas Sacco out of Bushkill, Pennsylvania, the Buddy Project entry for BP Racing. Battling alongside there a few laps ago with Michael Jeans. He'll finally clear him, and here comes also Kendall. Looking on the inside of Michael Jeans for that 4th position. Trying to make a run there. He'll move to 3rd. Kendall to 3rd now. So position shuffling now as Jeans might not have the short run speed or the long run speed in that number 08 that his teammate Garrett Maines has. Garrett Maines is opening it up, and he is pulling away even more as now Kendall 1 second as he's going after Sacco, and he's going to clear him. Kendall the second now in the number 68 in the butt kicker entry. Can he try to reel in Garrett Maines? Ryan Kendall from Delmar, New York in the butt kicker PMI entry for PMI Esports. And by the way, thanks to PMI, they have also jumped on board as a title sponsor for Swag for all of the esports coverage for the season. We want to mention them. Thank you to them. Also, we want to thank Team 126 Racing, Pavement Marketing, and CMG Motorsports. Just some of the most recent new sponsors on board with Swag, Greg. Yeah, big update. Wesley saw it in the chat. I've been watching the situation. Someone wanted to know what happened to Curtis Critchley. Remember, he got caught on pit road when the caution came out. Was the last car 1 lap down. He has fought his way back up to the lucky dog position. Not only that, he just passed 3rd place Nicholas Sacco. He might get his lap back under green here before too long. Atlee, that shows just how fast that car really is for Critchley in 14th. Absolutely disappointing that he went 1 lap down, but if he continues to go at the pace that he's been at, again passing 3rd place Nicholas Sacco, he could probably get up there to Garrett Maines, get by Ryan Kendall, and get his lap back. It was a very tall order for that number 54, but so far he's been doing a great job on his determination to get that lap back, as looks like Jay Jensen has manually disconnected. He's going to be out of this race as he had some problems when we restarted here at the Rock. And by the way, we just mentioned Pavement Marketing LLC. That's one of the big sponsors that are on the number 54 car of Curtis Critchley. We have a battle for the lead. Ryan Kendall reeled in Garrett Maines like it was nothing. Ryan Kendall to the lead in the 68. The man out of Delmar, New York, taking it to the Southern man. The battle of North and South. And Kendall to P1 now.
And here comes Curtis Critchley. Remember, he's a lap down, but he is now on the back bumper of Garrett Maines. And Maines saying, I'm just going to let you go and not worry about it right now. Curtis Critchley trying to get that lap back under green. And I think he is showing that he has a lot of speed in that 54 right now.
This will make the third lead change of the event now, with Kendall leading the way. And there you see Critchley getting around Maines, who's in second, and now beginning his ascent to run down Kendall, the leader, to get back on the tail end of the lead lap and get that lap back under green flag conditions at Lewis.
We're only lap number 64 of 200, so if he does manage to get by Ryan Kendall, that's still enough time for him to make his way across the field and then back up the first place again. It's a tall order, but I think Curtis Critchley can complete that order as he's right there on Ryan Kendall, right on the bumper. I think he's going to get him in the next couple of laps.
And there's the interval between Kendall and Maines, with now a car lap down between them. Who's not trying to stay a lap down, Greg Rentz. He's trying to get back on the lead lap, and he's caught him on the back door to the inside out of 2 to Thunder Valley.
It's a drag race down the backstretch. Remember, our friends at Rockingham Dragway, adjacent to the track, they gotta love seeing that little drag race going on right there. We're proud to have them watching us here tonight as Curtis Critchley just made up his lap under green after restarting not even in the lucky dog position at the tail end of the field. He just passed everybody to get back on the lead lap. That 54 has a lot of speed if he can catch a caution.
Thanks again to Billy Weeks also for again giving us all this information. And again, they also are a sponsor. Rock Batteries are a sponsor for Austin Hill, are one of the drivers of the NASCAR Gander Outdoors and RV Truck Series that will be in action tomorrow night at Richmond Raceway.
That's a big one.
Man, I think that's the first time the trucks have returned to Richmond since 2005, to be exact. It's been a while.
Yeah, I can't wait. I've been very excited. That one's been circled on my list. The Richmond Truck Race and the, I don't know if it's still going, but the Martinsville Xfinity Race are the two races I've been looking forward to most.
Yes, sir. Closing in on lap 70. One caution to halt things back around the 40th lap. And for the most part, it's been a dominating show between Maines, Kendall, and at one time, also Michael Jeans. Critchley was also a fast contender. He has got a fast car. He's now back on the lead lap. He's in 14th.
Yeah, Curtis Critchley making that lap up under green. Impressive for him. And he is about 6 seconds back of the next car in line, Matthew Allen. For reference, that's about the length of the back straight here at Rockingham. So pretty soon he's going to start making passes for position here. A lot of speed in that 54 here tonight.
Back across the stripe. About to put the first 100 laps to rest here in the Rock Batteries 200. Let's take a look at the manufacturer standings for tonight's event. Okay, I understand we do not have those graphics yet for tonight. My apologies. Yeah. Got a lot of cool overlays that are being worked on. I got one for you, Charles. Why don't you show the new overlay from the top? That'll work. Let's show them that. Just some of the new graphics and work that's being done by LSR TV in the launch of the Week 13 update. That was, what, mere hours ago being launched to the public, Greg?
Yeah, that's big. So this is one of the great things about the build day. You get so much new stuff on iRacing and so many different things you can do now. So many different additions. You have new tracks. You have Nashville. You have a couple tracks that are free now that you did have to purchase. So now you're going to have a lot more racing at Langley and Southern National, which are the two tracks that went free. Weedsport, the dirt track coming in. Big Block Modifieds didn't make it into this build. We're hoping to have them in the next build, the 2021 build, but got where the Big Block Modifieds did not make it into this build, but they are in the works for the next build.
Wow, that's disappointing because I know a lot of people, especially in the dirt racing community, were really looking forward to having the Big Block Modifieds. But they did get Weedsport Speedway, and they also got another new track like we could possibly run, Crandon International, which is actually a part of what we cover on Tuesday night with the Swag Live Sim Racing Stadium Super Truck Series. So don't be surprised if you don't see us at Crandon. And also another big announcement unveiled was Nashville. A lot of people have been checking out Nashville since the launch debut today.
Yeah, so I was looking around in the hosted rooms earlier today because iRacing has a new homepage. I was trying to figure it out and see what I could learn from this new one. And I saw more hosted sessions at Weedsport and Nashville than any other hosted session combined. Meanwhile, by the way, Curtis Critchley, he just climbed up and made his first pass per position in the number 54. Just got around the 127 of Matthew Allen. Next up is Ray Richer, Allen's teammate. So Curtis Critchley is now up to 13th, keeping his charge going. He has pulled away almost 3 seconds ahead now on track from Ryan Kendall in the number 68. So Curtis Critchley, even later and later into this run, still getting faster and faster.
Closing in on lap number 80. As we watch this battle continue with these drivers, there's Michael Jeans, followed by Turnin Church. He's also got a good little ride going for him in the 22 car as they work their way back across the line. And Atlee, what's your take of the new builds that iRacing unveiled today, bud?
I love how iRacing just consistently dumps us content. Nashville just got added to the NASCAR Cup Series schedule for 2021. That'll be exciting. My favorite car to drive on iRacing has to be the stadium truck, so Crandon is going to be a great new addition, and Weedsport as well. Some dirt racing going on. So great new additions to iRacing. My home track is Langley, so it's great to see that it's now going to be free for everyone. So a lot more races are going to be happening there at the track.
That's
from
awesome.
Hampton, Virginia.
And my home track for me is Southern National Speedway, Southern National Motorsports Park. So it's awesome to see that they're definitely going to be getting a little more PR love in the iRacing world. Well, there is our in-race reporter, Ray Richer, on track in the 44 machine. Nice, comfortable ride for him, staying out of trouble, Greg.
Yeah, nice run for Ray Richer in the number 44, but he's about to be reeled in by Curtis Critchley for the 12th position right now, but he's kind of hanging back right now. Matthew Lee is the next car up. The 90 of Ken Zeems is 2 laps down in front of Ray Richer, so the 90 car is up on the high side right now. Not really racing him for position as Richer just trying to get up there and try to reel in Matt Lee. Meanwhile, what that's doing is allowing Curtis Critchley to reel him in even more. It's now down to about a second and a half between them.
Got a lot of rave reviews in the chat box about the top view. So it's going to circulate from time to time from the top to the bottom. Close it in on lap 100 here for halfway. It's the Rock Batteries 200. Round number 6 of the Swag Outlaw Super Late Model Series.
Someone's coming
Cars are on pit road. Maines is coming to pit road.
That's your race leader, Garrett Maines. All right, now, or second place, excuse me. This is where things get interesting because this is where Curtis Critchley had his problem come up when he was on pit road. See if it stays green. Looks like you can go about 40 or so laps on a fuel run here.
Cars are coming in front of you, Atlee.
Got him, yep. Looks like the 2 car of his father, Jason Maines, he's on pit road. He's been a lap down. Zeems in that number 90 car, he's on pit road. So an opportunity, a lot of switching on the ticker right now at the Rock. So fuel window is going to be 44 laps. I believe they're going to have to go in 1 or 2 more times. So that should be interesting here at Rockingham.
And several other cars coming down to pit road for service before lap 100, Greg.
Yeah, it looks like about 40 laps on the distance for a tank of fuel, so don't be surprised, Wesley, if we see more pit stops throughout the course of the day. I think we're setting up for possibly 3 more pit stops here, the way this race is going. And with only 1 caution so far, that's going to definitely change things up, because if you stay green for it, you're going to have all kinds of different pit strategies. If you get a caution, you'll get everyone pretty much back on the same strategy. Problem right now is there's only 5 cars on the lead lap, and it's about to be 4 as Derek Fulton's on pit road. As Brandon Gagnon, who inherited the race lead, here he comes, the race leader.
Watching these cycles of pit stops begin here as we approach lap 100. Brandon Gagnon on the pit lane in the 83 machine out of Pineville, North Carolina. Creeping at his snail's pace, not to be busted on pit road for speeding. And he'll go to his pit stall as well as everyone else is. 4 tires and fuel and more. There's the battle now. Garrett Maines on the inside, Matt Lee on the outside, and we know these drivers battle fiercely. The man from Maine in the 04, the Virginian in the 1 car, Garrett Maines, and the bullseye still on the chest of his car with the bounty on the line tonight.
I believe Garrett Maines is going to cycle back to the race lead as he is in second, has already made his pit stop, and I'm looking for the driver who was in the lead beforehand, but wow, I believe that was Bladen Everett's caution.
Wow.
Our second caution of the day, and again, it happens in
Mike Adamson.
Looks like Mike Adamson in the 46. Take a look at the swag replay coming off pit road here in the number 46.
He just lost it. He just lost it on the pit exit on the bottom of the apron of the blend line.
And that's something that happens if you shift down into the next gear at the wrong time on the pit apron. Oh, and it happened again right in front of
man, and then he turned into, did he turn into Edwards? I think it was
Andrew
Edwards.
Navarro in the number 42.
Navarro.
So what happens there, Wesley, is if you're on the apron, we're going to take another look at it from Navarro's point of view, but what happens there, you downshift on the apron up into the next gear, that thing revs up and you might not be ready for it. That thing's going to snap over in to the right or the left, depending on which way the steering wheel is facing, and Adamson might not have just been ready for it, and right there, shot up the track in front of Navarro. Navarro just had nowhere to go.
Nowhere to go for Navarro. Allie, you're a racer yourself, buddy. I mean, that's just simply a grab the wheel and hold on, virtual or reality.
Yeah, I got in a little incident last Friday, and the car was bent the right side of it, and I just flew into the wall. The same thing happened there with Mike Adamson. When he was shifting to that next year, he just flew out. My thing is, I hated to see Andrew Navarro in it last race. At Canadian Tire, he ended up gaining 10 spots and points after that second race. So disappointing for Andrew Navarro, who is 29th in points, but still benefited from that last road course race.
Closing in on lap 100. We'll take a quick break. We'll come back with more from Rockingham and the Rock Batteries 200 on LSR TV and CRN Sports.
ETE Reman is the world's best remanufacturer of transmissions for import and domestic cars and trucks. Based in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, our customers are repair shops, auto parts stores, dealerships, and distributors. And with 6 nationwide warehouses, we're where and when you need us. So when you're looking for a transmission that is like new, only better, instill confidence and install ETE Reman.
The lights are off on the pace car. We're getting ready for the restart as we approach lap 100. A century grind about to be completed. A century grind remains here at the Rock Batteries 200. After a cycle of pit stops, Fulton will now be the leader to make their way back to the Geico restart zone. Powered up to speed. Fulton will pull away. Maines will go to his inside. He'll carry now the rest of the pack behind him as they roar to green in one.
And Maines was once again able to make the move on the inside to get to second, as Gagnon did not go on the restart there. Meanwhile, the other Elliott Sadler driver up now in the top 5, Michael Jeans in the 08, gets around Gagnon. Gagnon fell all the way back, I believe, to 6th when this is all said and done from the outside front row. We'll see where he settles in. Yes, from 2nd to 6th, that one lap.
Riding on board with the man out of Pineville, North Carolina, Brandon Gagnon. We'll see what he can do now as we are closing in on the 100-lap mark. And, Greg, I understand that there's problems for Curtis Critchley, just like the first caution, hitting him on the second one as well.
But he has already fought his way back to the lucky dog position now, Wesley. No, he got squeezed in the middle as he had to check up. Oh, there's contact between him and Matt Lee.
Oh, no.
And Critchley loose. He's in the wall.
He's in the wall.
Hits the wall off turn 2.
Trying everything he can to get back on the lead lap. We'll see how much damage is on the 54 car. But we have a battle for the lead for 1 and 2, 2 and 1 in the points. Fulton and Maines in 3.
Fulton leading. Maines wants it. Fulton's got it as they come off turn number 4. Here comes Garrett Maines. Remember, the bounty is on the line. $10 if Garrett Maines does not win the race to the race winner. If Garrett wins the race, it's $15. So Garrett looking for some extra cash, as are all of our drivers. Remember, Garrett Maines has to be running at the end. He cannot be caught up in an incident.
Fulton and Maines 1 and 2 as they work their way back around the racetrack. And we're halfway home. 100 down and 100 to go. Coming up here in the Rock Batteries 200 from Rockingham.
Halfway this time by Nicholas Sacco coming back up into the mix into number 93. As we reach the halfway point, Derek Fulton, Garrett Maines, Nicholas Sacco, your top 3. But the story of the day, Curtis Critchley had a fast car, made up laps under green, and now here he is having to fight his way back up. Meanwhile, the driver who was leading for that pit stop cycle, Ryan Kendall, he just got passed for 9th. He is now running 10th after that restart. And a battle for the lead. Garrett Maines gets the lead back as Derek Fulton, I think, may have washed up there in turn 1.
So much action all over the racetrack.
Fulton back.
Let's look at Sacco back in this battle with Fulton. And Nicholas Sacco from Bushkill, Pennsylvania. Greg, he's got a strong car. Keep an eye on that 93, and he has won in many other Series Esports events I've broadcasted since May.
Trying to get up and get the lead back from Garrett Maines. Sacco looking for his first laps led of the day. They're pulling away now from Derek Fulton as Maines trying to get up there, pull away, but Sacco not letting him get away. Daniel Hindra back in 4th right now. He's in the top 5 all by himself. It's a long ways back to the Elliott Sadler Esports driver. We got caution.
Caution out for the 3rd time here at Rockingham.
Curtis Critchley.
And it's Critchley. Here's a swag caution and a swag instant replay of Greg Wobber under yellow flag for the 3rd time just after lap 100.
Down the front stretch, that's his new teammate Kieran Church. Oh, a shot in the back.
Got into Allen.
And he was
and goes up and over. Wow. Hard break for the Pavement Marketing Incorporated LLC, number 54 of Mr. Critchley, Curtis Critchley from Hamilton, Ontario, Canada for PMI Esports. And we got cars coming to pit lane, Greg.
Yep, coming down pit road, and this will get everyone back on the same cycle. Once again, Atlee, they're coming to you.
We got number 1 of Garrett Baines. Let's look at some of the drivers that ended up staying out here. Not many. Nope, every single car on the track right now. Oh, no, Mike Adamson is not on pits. Curtis Critchley, who was involved in that previous caution, he'll probably come in. Jason Maines, Peyton Howell, and Andrew Navarro all are not currently on pit road, as Garrett Maines and Nicholas Sacco are going to make their way off of pit road.
Race off pit road. Garrett Maines. He ain't worried about no bounty. Lap 106 of 200. And the man from the pole is still at the top of the board.
But he has had his share of challengers, Wesley, between Curtis Critchley and the 68 of Ryan Kendall. Nicholas Sacco's been putting pressure on. And now you're going to have Daniel Hindra, Derek Fulton up in the mix. Fulton led some laps. Michael Jeans is always in the mix, but I think Jeans may have had some issues on pit road because he is just now in turn 3. He may have gotten held up there on pit road. 23
Michael
seconds
Jeans at 23.
Michael Jeans.
What Greg said.
He's going to get shuffled back to 14th position after coming into the top 5. Daniel Hindra and Pete Polini now both in the top 5. Remember, they're racing for a new team this week, Wesley. So the first time out for these guys with the new team, and it's looking pretty solid for them thus far.
Yeah, both of those drivers were a part of IAMCAR. They parted ways at the end of last week, and now they've teamed up with one another with Ryco Motorsports. And that's one of the things I really love is the camaraderie of so many different, not only drivers fighting for a championship, but teams as well, including Swag Esports, Elliott Sadler Esports, IAMCAR, EJ Motorsports, APGAR Esports, the new PMI Motorsports, Team Outlaw, Ryco Motorsports throw their names now to the hat, as well as RTR, RS Racing, and McKinnon Motorsports, all of those fighting amongst themselves with a team for championship as well. And joining us on the broadcast real quickly as we're under caution is the Shark, the founder of the Simulation World Auto Group, amongst also other people including Derek Fulton, Matthew Lee, myself, Charles Wooten, Billy Smith Jr. He was racing earlier tonight in car number 89. But as we get ready to come back for a restart, Billy, what's your thoughts of where Swag's developed here in the last 3 weeks?
Well, these guys are a whole lot better than I am on the track, I promise you that. So I'll just sit back here and watch with you guys and see the show they put on.
Yeah, that's what you said. You said I'm just gonna kind of retire from the event and I'm gonna become a spectator.
Yeah, no, it's fun out there for a while, but when I start getting in the way or start seeing what's going to go on, I'd rather sit back and watch at this point. It's a whole lot better show from where than I was sitting.
We'll grab a word with you here in just a moment as the pace car gets ready to drop back onto pit lane. They're back in the Geico restart zone, ready for the restart. It's Sacco losing ground on Maines. Maines the control car, and he'll pull away. Leader, Maines, door to door behind him in turn 1.
Daniel Hindra going for moves. He's up to second in the number 71. Gets around Sacco. Sacco going to come back and put pressure on. Remember, we saw how much speed the 93 has on the short run, and now we're seeing it again as he sizes Hindra back up, moves to the inside, and gets the spot back. Meanwhile, Pete Polini got around Derek Fulton, thus for 4th.
Pete Polini with a strong car. Very impressed with the Ryco Motorsports entry as he's right there hooked up with the Swag Esports entry of Fulton. And there goes also Matt Lee right there behind them as they work their way down the front straightaway. Lap 108 of 292 to go as they go back to turn 1.
Still battling it out. Here, top 5. Sacco beginning to pull away now from Hindra, who's falling into the clutches of his teammate Pete Polini. Derek Fulton right there as well, representing Swag Esports, trying to get up there. Meanwhile, Matt Lee, he's coming back up into the picture. Another Swag Esports driver. He's up in 6th now. He's trying to make his way up there. Meanwhile, Garrett Maines pulling away. Back up now, half a second over the field.
What a job by all of these drivers. You see the ticker on the top of the screen, the full field rundown, some of the new overlays that are being used. So we have another caution flag out Big wreck. Michael Jeans is involved. Edwards is involved. Allen is involved. And here's another swag caution and a swag instant replay for the 4th time here at the Rock.
You're watching the 127 of Matt Allen. That's Ryan Kendall in front of him. Believe that's Brandon Gagnon behind him. Allen going to the outside, just caught the wall and gets into Ryan Kendall, who led laps earlier in this race. They went for a ride. I think that's Curtis Critchley. That was either Critchley or his teammate.
Mike Adamson also involved.
It was Critchley, got it confirmed.
Wow.
And Critchley and the 22 of Kiernan Church running similar paint schemes tonight, so it's easy to get them confused as they're on pit road once again.
Another replay. We'll find out what happened here. Watch the 46 and Critchley. Already Allen upside down on his lid. And there, well, just a little contact for the Floridian. Not a lot. Yeah, just a little bit. Cars are on pit road. Real quickly, let's check in with Ray Richer, our in-race reporter, and the swag, or one of our in-race reporters in the 44 Abruzzi USA Racewear entry. Ray, caution flags filling up here at Rockingham for the second half of the race. What's your thoughts? I thought I did. My bad.
Sure.
Let's try it now. Ray Richer, things are really heating up for the second half of the race at Rockingham.
I was sitting there going, who am I speaking with? And suddenly, oh, you're in our room. What the heck?
It's my fault.
It's all good. Fellas, I'll tell you what, we found a groove for this at AbruzzIUSA.com Chevrolet, and we're working it. So not going to brag by any means. I just know that we can keep up with these guys, and the biggest thing is fuel. We're going to see if we can make it for the long run here. I do not know if we're going to make one more stop or not, but we're going to try to make it. Tires don't seem to be that much of a factor. I mean, after a while, when they cycle through and you cool them down, they really want to get loose. So you got to be careful about that. But otherwise, they can go for the long run. So we're going to hope to put this to the front in the long run here, boys.
And you're doing really good, staying in the top 10.
Well, I'm amazed at that to begin with. So, second of all, I found a way around the track that actually suits me. But you're fighting the wheel constantly. I mean, there's some bumps on the bottom side of 3 and 4 that have been here for a long time, and man, it just boom, 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 boom every time you go through them. So, best way I can describe it. But fellas, we're gonna try for this tonight, Good. I'm not gonna back off, and we're gonna see if we can keep it up here. At least go for a top 5, if not the win.
And I got to say something in regards to your social media post this morning. I think I was probably one of the first people to laugh at it. Maybe you're doing good because you had a little smoochy with your dog tonight.
Well, not my dog, a friend's dog. Yeah. I had a kiss from a 2-month-old pug today, and he was adorable. So you know what? If this is the luck of it and you guys don't jinx me with this interview, I'll be happy about that.
You're going to be kissing pugs every Wednesday, ain't you, brother?
I'm going to find me a pug, dude.
Go get him, brother. Ray Richer, our in-race reporter. Make sure I put you back in the right box as well. He's with the esports team there. As there's his thoughts of what's going on. And real quickly, we'll grab the swag esports in-race reporter as well of Center Ontario, Canada's Derek Fulton. Derek, we're getting ready to come back for the restart real quick, but what's your take of the first half of the race at the Rock?
It's quick, man. It's going by quicker than I thought it would. The cars are quick. It's fun.
And you're staying out of trouble.
Yeah, trying to. Been in a pretty crazy race. I ran out of fuel as soon as we went down on pit road the first time, so I lost a few spots. Just trying to get back up there now at this point.
All right, buddy, go get him. Go get him. Thank you very much. We're coming back for the restart, as that is a wrap-up of checking on our in-race reporters, as it'll be around lap 117 of 200. Pace car drops back onto pit lane. Here they come. Atlee, won't you bring us back for the restart, buddy? They're loving you in the chat box.
Navarro, he stayed out during pit lane, so he's going to have that lead. Great restart over Garrett Maines, but Garrett Maines is on fresher tires. Same with everybody else on the field except for Andrew Navarro. So we'll see how long he can keep that lead in that nice-looking number 42 car. Like I said, Garrett Maines, he's going low here under Andrew Navarro for that lead.
And Greg Navarro leading. He was caught up in a wreck a few moments ago.
He was, and he is back out there in the lead. Another driver taking a turn out front. Here comes Maines, though, back to the inside. Boy, Wesley, it seems like every time a driver is able to get up front on the restart, it doesn't take Maines but 5 laps to get him sized right back up. But Navarro's not going away. He got a podium at Canadian Tire last week. He wants another one here at the Rock, but carried a little bit too much speed there into the corner and lost ground. And Sacco is going to get him back on the inside here as he sizes him up down the backstretch. No, Navarro shuts the door.
And don't count out the man from Bushkill, Pennsylvania, Nicholas Sacco. He's right there ready to pounce like an alley cat on a dark night on a mouse. In an alley into turn 1, back to the corner. And watch these drivers negotiate through the corner. Sacco trying to run down Navarro for the bridesmaid spot. That goes on Thunder Alley in 3.
Daniel Hindra lurking back there in 4th just in case something happens. And Matt Lee 5th, Pete Polini 6th. Look at Ray Richer up in the top 10 right now, but Derek Fulton trying to close back in into number 7. Remember, Fulton led laps here in the early going. Michael Jeans got up in that accident, brought out the last caution. He's still in the top 10. Kieran Church 10th, so top 10 right now. Single file aside from some nose to tail, but they're all chasing Garrett Maines. But right now, Navarro and Sacco not letting him get away.
Coming up on 80 laps remaining here at the Rock. Maines is on in front. The battle goes on for second, Atlee, as they work off turn 2.
Got it. Sacco, he ended up getting that as we got a battle for second place. Here comes the 71 car of Daniel Hindre. He ends up getting that second position as feels so bad. Curtis Critchley, they're lapping him. Got stuck on pit lane and went back a lap down. He's tried. He led laps in the early portion of this race. Hate to see it for that number 54 car.
Yeah, I agree with you. Everything went downhill from here for the man out of for Ryco Motorsports of Curtis Critchley. Had a lot of momentum, if you will, Greg, going for him after winning round 2 at Watkins Glen last night for the Swag Live Sim Racing Stadium Super Trucks and looking good. Started on the front row for the feature, winning his heat race, and then just things go down south because of a couple of caught up in pit lane, get mired back. I think the thing is if you get stuck behind the top 10 or more, it sets yourself up for an opportunity of disaster.
Yeah, and he is stuck on the outside right now with more damage on that number 54 car. That is a bad day for Curtis Critchley in the number 54. He pancaked the wall, Wesley. That thing is barely chugging along right now, is Curtis Critchley. So fast in the early stages. There you see him, just not there right now. What a heartbreaker for him. He has such a strong car.
This is the Rock Batteries 200 from Rockingham Speedway. This is round 6 of the Swag Outlaw Super Late Model Series on LSR TV and CRN Sports. Wesley Outlaw on the broadcast call, along with Greg Rentz and Alton Weiss. And the production chair is Charles Wooten. Billy Smith, the founder of Swag, the Shark, joining us, and a pretty good race so far, Billy. Everyone kind of staying out of trouble. A couple of thrills and spills and chills, but not a lot. The race is going by fast.
Now, the biggest thing right now, these guys are probably more worried about tire management than they are about anything else, and just trying to get to a point at the end. And I'm sure when either that last caution or that last pit stop comes in, when they get their last set of tires, you'll see things start to heat up a little bit.
So this is the first time that we've actually had you, per se, in our broadcast booth during a live race. Billy, where did the idea of Swag and Swag Esports come from? From your brainchild business successfully since the 2000s, Smith Wraps and Graphics in Seaford, Virginia.
Well, like anybody else, I decided when the pandemic started that I was going to get into iRacing and find something to do with my time. Little did I know we'd end up here at this point, but it's been a lot of fun, you know, and we've made some headway, and I think we're doing things a little different than people have seen, and I like the product we're putting together. So, and I think other people are too. From a spectator's point of view, I mean, at this point, I'd actually rather get out of the driver's seat and watch what's going on the screen that we're doing at this point, more than sit in the seat and wonder what's going on.
Working their way off of turn number 4, closing in on the final 75 laps of this race in the Rock Batteries 200. Matthew Lee, Derek Fulton, Curtin Church all in that mix now as they work their way. Greg off turn 4.
Maine still leading the way. Hindra up a second in the number 71. Sacco third. And Hindra has had some nice runs. Remember, a couple weeks ago at Iowa, a track not too unsimilar to this racetrack configuration-wise. It runs a little bit different, and I believe this one has a little bit more banking, but not entirely different here, Iowa and Rockingham. Hindra was up in the mix for the win, Wesley, so not surprised to see him running well here again.
And we mentioned earlier tonight that the trucks are going to be at Richmond, the Gander Outdoor Trucks in the Xfinity Cup Series at Richmond this weekend. Virtually, we will be at Richmond next weekend. Round number 7 of the Swag Outlaw Super Late Model Series will be from Richmond for the Richmond 125 next Wednesday night, September 16th. Airtime 8/7 Central, right here on your home for Sim Racing LSR TV and on CRN Sports at wearecrn.com. The Rock Batteries 200 closing in on the final 70 laps. We're going to go side by side so you don't miss a thing here in just a few moments. But we hope you're enjoying the new tickers, the new overlays, all of the new excitement that's brewing from your home for sim racing. We're going to go side by side. You don't miss a lap of the action. Back with more from Rockingham in a moment.
We're based out of West Monroe, Louisiana. We do custom t-shirts, racing. We'll do actually any shirt. We'll do schools, churches, fundraisers. We do a ton of event shirts, as you can see on our board here, all around our banner. Personalized, I mean, we'll do anything. It doesn't matter to us. We got the custom rugs. We use all the, top quality shirts, inks and everything, hoodies, hats. We do embroidered hats, embroidered shirts. Just you can call us for anything. We do offer the bag and fold to where you can receive them and they're already labeled and tagged and bagged, ready to give out to your customers. So you just call us and just tell us, hey, this is what we're looking at doing. And if we're going to put the car on there, it is 125 quantity minimum. If it's without the car, it's 60 quantity minimum. That's strictly on the racing stuff. If it's a business or something, if you race on Texas shirts, it's a little bit differently. You can call us. It just depends on your quantity and ink colors. Everything is hand drawn. I mean, everything. We don't Photoshop anything onto a shirt or anything like that. Everything that we go through, everything is drawn, and which is the reason for the art fees. We do have several graphic artists that draw for us, and they're really good. So what we do is on any package that you do, we can mix and match. We can do any colors. You can do purple, red, blue, green, and do the rest black. It doesn't matter to us. With your design on there, we can do hoodies. We can do hoodies, long sleeve shirts, t-shirts, tank tops. It doesn't matter. I mean, it's almost limitless what you can do, and you can put all that together in that package to make that minimum requirements. They can call us 318-278-7191, or they can email us at bulletprooftees at yahoo.com, or they can go to the website bulletprooftees.com.
Back here at Rockingham Speedway, it's the Rock Batteries 200, round number 6 of the Swag Outlaw Super Late Model Series on your home for Sim Racing LSR TV. Audio coverage on wearecrn.com. I'm Wesley Outland, Greg Rentz, Lee Weiss on production, Charles Wooten, and joining us is the founder of Swag, the Shark. And I mean that with no disrespect, Billy Smith Jr. The laps are winding down. Garrett Maines back out in front. Bounty or not, Hindra's coming after him in 71 and 3.
Hindra has been reeling them in more and more and more. And Wesley, we're getting to that point where we might be thinking about pit stops here under green. And every time we've started making green flag pit stops, things have gotten interesting with the caution. Both times we've gone pit stops under green. Remember, you've been averaging about 40 laps on the fuel run here, and with the new overlays, not sure if we can bring up last time they pitted, but it will definitely be interesting to see how far they go. If they pit right now, if we stay green, we can't go the rest of the way. We still are looking for 2 more pit stops right now.
And Billy, I'll throw you back into the mix, sir. Coming up in a few weeks, it's the Butt Kicker 200 at Bristol Motor Speedway. Big thanks to Andrew Luden and everybody involved with Butt Kicker, and somebody in the top 3 is going to win a free game or 2.
No, not somebody, everybody in the top 3. All 3 top finishers will get one.
That's right, yeah.
So, yeah, super cool opportunity for anybody that wants to enter that race. It's a one-off, so if they want to come in that night and run with our guys or whatever, but top 3 that night and the 160 lap feature will win a Butt Kicker game or 2 for themselves.
And by the way, there's also a special promo offer for Active Swag members where you can get a discount.
Oh, yeah. No, all of our league members, they have a discount code, which is, I think, SWAG20. So anybody who punches that in that's a member of our league will get a discount on any one of their products as well. So a lot of cool things happening. You know, they're going to do some things with us in the future as well for champions and other races and stuff as well. And they're definitely involved in what we're doing here.
Another big race coming up in a few weeks as well. Sunday night or Sunday afternoon, September 27th. Live on LSR TV, the weekly racer in CRN Sports is the E300. I know that's going to be an exciting event. $1,000 to win, and we're working on getting real late model racers that are NASCAR competitors that compete in that show every year virtually for a reality to come and run this virtual event coming up in a few weeks here at Martinsville.
Yeah, no, we're really looking forward to that race, and we have some heavy hitters that's gonna make that a really good show. We're looking forward to see how that all plays out. You know, it's top 42 are going to be taking top 20 on speed. The next 20 are going to be taking on the next 2 heat races at 10 apiece, and then we'll have 2 provisionals at that point set forth, and then we'll put on a show at that point and give people something virtually that we couldn't do this year because of COVID.
300 laps, halfway break at lap 150. Top 20 make it in from qualifying, as Billy just reiterated on. 2 exciting 25-lap last chance races. The top 10 only going from there. And then you set your field by provisionals. And I was going to ask you, Billy, how will you decide the 2 provisionals? Is it by the first entrant that's not signed in? Person furthest distance from Martinsville virtually? What will be the deciding factor of the provisionals?
Well, that's the last 2 spots we're kind of holding aside, and if we can get some people that we're possibly working on to get in this race, then we're going to hold that aside for them and make sure they can get in the show and make sure that the people that they tune in to watch are there. But if not, then we're probably going to hold that aside for possibly some other incentive or something that maybe a sponsor or somebody wants to put up or something and make it a little bit more interesting to get those last 2 spots.
All right, looking forward to it. Those are a couple of big races on the horizon. And again, just like the Rock Batteries 200, you want to tune into Richmond next week. And then, of course, round number 8 with the Butt Kicker 200 at Bristol. And then on that same weekend, Sunday, September 27th, the inaugural E300. Back to the race. Laps are winding down, and it's still Garrett Maines out in front.
And Maines is beginning to open it up a little bit now, Wesley. Hendra was to his back bumper for a while. It's now back up to half a second between Maines and Hendra. Sacco 2 seconds back in third right now. So it is beginning to heat up a little bit, but we are closing in on pit stops, and with how far they've gone, if they can get to around lap 160, we can go the distance on the pit stop. So it'll be very interesting for sure to see when these guys pit. Remember, you're looking at about 35 to 40 laps on the tank of fuel, and we're about 45, 46 laps to go at the line right now. So we're getting close to it. We can't make it yet. If they can make it 5 or 6 more laps, this race is going to get very interesting.
Coming down to the wire, isn't it, Atlee?
Heck yeah, we got Andrew Navarro. He's been in the mix all day long. He's pulling off a pit lane, so he's got a little bit of a jump on everybody else. We got a battle for 5th with our very own in-race reporter, Derek Fulton. It's him and the number 04 of Matthew Lee. He got a podium finish last week at Canadian Tire. So we'll see what continues on here with the battle for 5th, as again, pit stops are approaching us. We'll watch and see if anybody else is going to pull in with under 50 laps to go.
Under 50 remaining here at the Rockingham Speedway. Thanks to our junior reporter, Lee Weiss, and again, Greg Rentz. We got to wonder if we see that late race caution. If we get the late race caution, that's going to bunch up the field, and it will allow the opportunity, possibly, could it be,
here we go,
for somebody to run him down.
Pit stops beginning, Wesley. Sorry to ignore the point there, but we have pit stops beginning. It's Matt Lee in the 04 coming down pit road. Pit window is open. 43 laps to go. This is on the bubble of being able to make it if you save.
And there is the opportunity for drivers to pit. Bladen Edwards on the pit lane. Other cars, including Matthew Lee, on pit lane. There goes Jason Maines. He's in the pits. Here comes Derek Fulton in the 7. He's on the pit lane as well. Under 40 laps to go here in the Rock Batteries 200 at Rockingham.
Fulton has a lot of damage on the right front of that number 7 car, so he's no doubt gonna come in the pits, and he may try to get that damage repaired here. And they do have a fast repair. I do not believe Fulton's used his yet, so that's good news for him. But a lot of damage on the right front coming down. We'll see what happens moving forward.
Got a brand new repair. He's got that brand new repair, and he looks good. Here comes Maines in.
Race leader Garrett Maines. Sacco on pit road as well. Hendra on pit road also, so we're pitting now.
He missed pit road. Daniel Hendra missed pit road.
So Daniel Hendra missing pit road. So that's going to cost him, because he had to lap back around and not at speed and trying to get back up again. And I noticed that Sacco was up in front of him, was wondering what happened. So thank you, Adley, for chiming in on that one. I missed that one because I was watching Derek Fulton to make sure he got the fast repair.
So we are watching now a cycle of green flag pit stops underway, under 40 laps to go. And the question is, Greg, does anybody got anything for Garrett Maines? This man is just killer.
We've seen, what is it now, 5, 6 different drivers come up and take their shot at Garrett tonight, and every single one of them have fallen to the wayside. Garrett Maines has locked up the most laps led by far, but here he goes, leading the way. And Wesley, I don't know if this thing stays green. I just don't know if we can make it that far. We are cutting it close.
And obviously, if we get a caution, this will really bunch things up here for the finish. As Maines makes his way off turn 4, there is also Ray Richer. We mentioned him earlier. He's having a nice run for him in the 44 car. Howell on the inside.
Peyton Howell was 2 laps down before those pit stop cycles, Wesley. He is now in the top 5. However, I'm not sure if he's been on pit road yet, as he is falling by the wayside. Got to confirm he has not been on pit road, so he's up in the top 5 right now. Just got passed for 5th by Kieran Church, and now Ray Richer, who is a lap down, 3 laps down, rather, in that number 44, putting the pressure on. So waiting for Peyton Howell to come down pit road. I believe he's the only driver in the top 10 that has yet to come down pit road.
Young man out of Radford, Virginia, now decked up inside the opposing car. It's Matt Allen in the wall. 127 into the concrete. Saves it. No caution, but he hit the wall a ton there and lost ground on his teammate, Richer and Moore.
He may have to come back down pit road, Wesley, and get some of that damage repaired. There is a lot of damage to the nose of that 127 car. And with the amount of damage on the nose, that's also going to do a number on the engine. So Matthew Allen's got to be careful here. He may have to come down, sacrifice some track position, and try to get that damage repaired. He hit
he's in the wall again. Hits the wall again, top of the wall on Thunder Alley. Now drops down to the bottom of the apron, and you're exactly right, Greg. He's going to have to pit now.
Yeah, he's got to come in and get this fixed. At least get those tires changed and get those damaged tires fixed up, and we'll see if he has that fast repair in the bank. If he's already used it, this could be a long stop on pit road, because that is a lot of damage. Remember, iRacing, required repairs, if you pull in, you got to get those fixed before you can even hit the track again. Optional repairs, you can go as long as you want and then get back out on the track. But if he doesn't have a fast repair, it could be a long time on pit road.
And I'll be honest, I don't think he does have a fast repair because, Atlee, if you remember, he was one of those cars that were up in airborne earlier tonight in the first or second caution of the race.
Right. So we'll see if he can get stuff figured out on pit road. Still, Peyton Howell has still not gone onto pit road as he is continuing to fall back on the ticker. I don't know if he's going to come in or not. He has to, pretty much. Oh, car to the wall, the number 72 machine of Bladen Edwards. He goes into the grass. No caution as he makes his way back onto the apron.
Problems for the 72, and we're going to have a replay here in just a moment to show what happened. Watch the replay. 72. Shades of what happened kind of with Allen, where I thought he was going to eat the wall. And now we're going to watch him again. And yes, there's Garrett Maines right behind him. And he just dropped down below the bottom of the apron, got sideways into the wall, got tagged by Sacco.
Second place.
Spun it through the grass.
Second place, Sacco got hit, and look how close he was, Wesley, to the back bumper of Garrett Maines. There was Sacco before that. Now he's got the damage on, but with 30 laps to go, coming to 29, if you're in second place, you just got to run it out as long as you can and go for it. There's a bounty on the line now, but Sacco was to the bumper almost of Garrett Maines, has to reel him in again.
Up in the wall, had another car into the wall. You just saw him right there as Sacco got by him. That's Kendall's car.
Remember, he led some laps also.
Yeah, Kendall seemed like he was going to be a hot shoe, a man to watch here earlier tonight, and then he had problems.
Peyton Howell's on to pit road.
Here comes Peyton Howell in the 11 car, the Swag Esports, CRN Esports, entry number 11. And we are under 30 laps to go here. So my question is this, Greg, can Garrett Maines and the rest of the pack be able to run to the finish of the race, do you think?
I'm not sure. They're cutting it close. From what we saw in the early stages, it was about 35 to 40 laps on fuel. They pitted around 43, 44 to go. I'm not sure if they can make it the whole way. But Sacco is closing in on Garrett Maines. He is back down to half a second, so the damage not affecting that 93 right now. But I just don't know if they can make it on fuel. Unless they were short pitting to trick us for this run to the finish, but based off what we saw early, I don't think they can.
Yeah, I don't see how it's possible either. Here they come down the back straightaway here at Thunder Alley. And there's the leader, Garrett Maines. Lap traffic in his midst. Up the racetrack out of the way is Edwards in 72. And now here comes the opportunity for Nicholas Sacco to try to reel him in. He's now moving by more lap traffic. He'll clear Edwards up top shelf into down the back straightaway. And there's the interval for Sacco to run down Maines. Mere half a second, if you will, as they go to turn number 4.
Sacco is beginning to lose ground, though, to Garrett Maines, who's in traffic. He's putting Michael Jeans a lap down. That's 9th place, his Sadler Esports teammate. So 8 cars on the lead lap now. It's a long way to the next car, his father, Jason, about 8 seconds on the track between Garrett and Jason for a lap down. Sacco has lost the ground. It's now back up to about a second. It was 8/10 last time by as they crossed the stripe 9 this time. So the gap is gaining once again. Sacco is going to need a caution, but I still think everybody needs a caution to be able to go the rest of the way because I don't see anybody saving right now. Whoa, contact in the back. Whoa. Adamson and Kieran Church have a coming together, and Church is up in the top 5, and he almost hit the inside wall there.
And not only that, Michael Jeans was getting a little contact as well. In that 08, we saw some of that happening. As we watch this battle now that Greg's reiterating on, watching what's happening around the racetrack, closing in on 20 laps remaining. And there goes Ray Richer, one of our in-race reporters, along with Mike Adamson from Florida. He's also got Ryder with LSR TV on his 46 machine. The man out of Florida. And New York Bottling on the Speedway. Mike Adamson again out of Sanford, Florida for Swag Esports. And then you've got the 44 of Ray Richer coming to us out of Mohawk, New York in the Abruzzi Racewear entry. And we could say he's not officially a teammate of Elliott Sadler Esports, but he rides and associates with Garrett and Jason Maines on that team. So could we say he's a Maines Esports driver?
Guess so.
And there is Navarro. Good comeback for this kid in 42 tonight, Greg.
Very nice comeback. Adley hit on it, was caught up in the incident early, leading laps. Nice comeback for Andrew Navarro. Adley, you hit on it for a little bit. You were impressed with him at the Canadian Tire Motorsports Park, the road course, couple top fives, and here he is, top five again after the incident.
Yep, he gained 10 positions after those last two races at Canadian Tire. He was 39th in points because those were his first two races this season in the Outlaw Series, but now he's 29th in points. He's still a long ways away from points leader Garrett Maines, but that much points can make a big benefit for him.
Katie bar the door, ladies and gentlemen. We're under 20 laps to go. And the battle is going to see if somebody can take down Garrett Maines and win the bounty. Or will it be the 7th win of the season for the driver of the number 1? As we prepare for Richmond next week and then on to Bristol in 2 weeks for the Butt Kicker 200, Greg.
Remember the numbers on the bounty. If Garrett Maines does not win this race, it is $10 to the winner. If Garrett Maines does win, it's an extra $5 on top of that. $15 to Garrett Maines if he fends off the bounty.
And does this bounty prolong the next week at Richmond?
Remains to be seen. Can't be, because Maines would get the 15, so it would have to be a new bounty. Have to see if someone steps up for the new bounty.
Billy Smith, what can we say about Garrett Maines and his dominance in the Swag Series?
I mean, he's just, what else can you say? He's, I think it kind of speaks for itself, the results and what he does week in and week out, time and time again. This says it all. I mean, he sets the bar for everybody every week and gives somebody something to shoot for, and we have new people actually starting to want to join our league and try to start going after him. So that's what we want.
On this night, it looks like right now it's all Garrett, but the question is, can he go the distance? Can the other drivers go the distance, if that, as well? There's Sacco, the Buddy Project entry, sitting in second. Can he run down Garrett Maines, or is he also trying to hang back and conserve fuel? Under 15 laps to go coming up here at Rockingham.
And I'm curious more and more with every passing lap what the fuel mileage situation is for these drivers. Maines, Sacco, Lee, Hindra, and Navarro, even Church, who's been in and out of the top 5. I'm just so curious on, can they make it?
Navarro coming back with his problems. There is Kernan Church as well. He's looked really strong, stayed out of trouble in car number 22, the new Pavement Marketing Incorporated LLC entry. That's a new partnership that's also been joined on with CMG Motorsports as well as Racing 26. Or Team 126 Racing is what it was. All of these new marketing developers jumping on board here. A part of the Swag Esports branding. And don't forget, coming up next Thursday night, it will be the exhibition race from Nashville. It'll be followed after the third round, or the third annual Dirt Fan Super Late Model Speed Week for the World of Thunder on Thursday night. Immediately following that race will be a quick 40-50 lap exhibition race with the new Swag Short Track Cup All-Star Challenge Series. Derek Fulton and myself will be on the booth with Charles Wooten next Thursday for that race as an exhibition to what will be the new touring series of Greg Cup cars running on short tracks.
Yeah, I've been talking to some of my teammates up here in the Northwest. I think you may see a couple of us enter a couple of those races. Not this week, but I think later on into the winter. I'm looking at Concord for the race that we get everybody in there. I know I saw Concord on the schedule. We're shooting to get more, but watch for a couple Northwest drivers to be in those races.
Under 10 laps to go. Atlee, what a strong run the number one machine has, but also Kernan Church is in, and here come cars making pit stops like Navarro.
Yep, 5 laps to go, and they are running out of fuel. Thought this was going to happen.
Splash and go for Navarro. He's in. Will Garrett Maines have to come down to the pits, guys, or do you think he can stretch it out to the end?
He's got to start saving now. He's got to start saving now, knowing that cars are in.
4 laps to go. He's got to be monitoring things, checking everything out on that Smithfield Foods Ford entry, making sure he doesn't make any mistakes. Into turn number 3. Staying below that line.
Ooh, I thought he was coming. I saw him kind of burp a little bit in turn 4. Thought he was coming. If you're the top 5, you've got to go for it as long as you can. Run that thing dry, but we'll see if they can save it.
Push it to the limit, right, Atlee?
Heck yeah, Garrett Maines, I think he might have it. Again, Andrew Navarro, he couldn't quite make it, so he went in for, like you said, a little bit of a splash and go. But Garrett Maines coming to 2 laps to go. These top 5 are under a lot of pressure to see who is going to make it. A lot of risk, but a lot of reward. If Garrett Maines runs out of fuel, then the driver who is in the catbird seat, that's Nicholas Sacco. He could potentially get by Garrett Maines as we're down 1 lap to go here at the Rock.
Final lap, the white flag goes in the air. 1 more lap to go here at Rockingham. Greg Rentz, he is down the back straightaway for the final time. I think he could be okay from here. I think you're right. I think he can coast it around the Rock. He had a bounty on him. He didn't care. This is now win number 7. He'll pocket the bounty money while passing Daddy Maines. Garrett Maines wins the Rock Batteries 200 from the pole. Win 7 of the Swag Outlaw Super Late Model Series. Can anybody beat him? Tonight at the Rock, they couldn't.
Unbelievable. 7 wins on the season, and he just picked up $15 in the bounty.
Not to mention also what everyone else pays. I know there's a point fund for the series. And Billy, we want to reiterate on that. This is a paid money series where these professional esports drivers running for points money in purse at the end of the season.
Oh yes, sir. They get paid nightly and for the season as well, and also there's bonuses and everything else out throughout the season. So I mean, these guys they win real prizes.
Burning it down for Elliott Sadler Esports again. The number 1, Garrett Maines out of Powelton, Virginia, the Smithfield Food Ford, and again another big victory for that driver. Win number 7. And honestly, I can say as he continues to light him up and burn it down on the pavement at the Rock, he is probably, with this win, locked up also the championship of this series unless somebody, look at that, literally celebrated, did all those burnouts, put it in reverse, and spun right behind Sacco.
And
now he says, I'm going to park it in victory lane.
Hashtag parked it.
Yes.
Garrett Maines does it again.
What a job for Garrett Maines.
Stat line right here. Garrett Maines, a 0 incident count, didn't bump or anything on anybody. So keeping it clean here at the Rock was also Garrett Maines.
Thank you, Atlee. Ladies and gentlemen, here's the unofficial results for the Rock Batteries 200 here at the Rockingham Speedway. Garrett Maines wins his 7th victory on the Swag Outlaw Super Late Model Series on the iRacing Simulator. The interval, almost 4.5 seconds back to Nicholas Sacco in second. Daniel Hendra with a great run also for Ryco will finish third. Kernan Church in the 22 will finish fourth. Matthew Lee fifth. Good run for Pete Pellini, also hooking up with Ryco Motorsports. He'll finish sixth. Jason Main seventh. Michael Jeans eighth. Andrew Navarro ninth, and Peyton Howell. A good run for the CRN sports car. 2 laps down, but though he'll finish in the top 10.
Derek Fulton finishes 11th after leading laps early, 2 laps down. Brandon Gagnon also 2 laps down in 12th. Bladen Edwards was up near the front for a while, but he finishes in 13th. Ray Richer 14th. Rounding out the top 15 is Mike Adamson, who had an eventful roller coaster day. Ryan Kendall led laps, but finishes 16th, 12 laps down after an incident. Matthew Allen in 17th. Curtis Critchley, such a strong first half of the race, but 66 laps down in 18th. Heartbreaker for Curtis Critchley. He was the final car running at the end of the day. Billy Smith Sr., Billy Smith Jr., Ken Zeems, Jay Jensen, and Dylan Thomas did not start. That's your finishing order in this one.
And that's the way they finish it out here tonight in the round 6 of the Rock Batteries 200 at Rockingham. When we come back, we will talk to the winner, Garrett Maines, top 3 and more. The Clan Wars Servers post-race wrap-up around the corner. We are Swag. LSR TV and CRN Sports will put a wrap on Rockingham and prepare for Richmond next Wednesday night. Gamers, hosting gamers worldwide, it's time for the Clan Wars Servers post-race wrap-up. After an exciting race in the books, it's Garrett Maines again picking up his 7th win on the series out of, this is round 6, but obviously there was doubleheader races and triple crown races. And Garrett Maines getting it done. We're going to grab a word with him here in a moment. But first off, let's talk to the top 3 finishers of the event. Finishing in third, Daniel Hendra. A good run for the driver of car number 71 for Ryco Motorsports. Now, what's your take of the race here at Rockingham?
We had a good piece. I feel like I had a shot there in the second half. I'd run up on Garrett and then just had a mistake going into pit road and kind of cost myself the chance of the win there. I feel like, come from way behind, probably 9 seconds, what the gap was after the last pit stop, and just tried to make the best of what I had there. Almost got Nick. It was pretty close.
So Greg will ask a question, and then Atlee will ask a question for you as well. Third place finisher Daniel Hindra.
Daniel, you were running with a new team tonight, first time out there with this new team, and it worked out pretty good for you, running up in second, trying to track down Garrett Maines, and a top 3. Not a bad debut for you with the new team.
No, it really isn't, and I think, even with the old team starting out this series, I think we had speed, and I have to thank Pete a lot for that. Me and him worked together pretty well, and Garrett for the amazing challenge that he's put up. But definitely this new team, I think, is going to bring a whole new level to everything, all aspects. I think it's going to be a lot more racing. Obviously, being in with a setup group, you get the chance to experience the really good setups and stable stuff. So I think it'll be good. We'll see what happens.
Go ahead, Atlee, if you got a question.
So you started in 17th. What was your strategy to work your way up through the field? It was very challenging since it was a 200-lap race. So what was your strategy here at Rockingham?
Honestly, we just got a really bad peel draw there for the heat race, and got to 5th, I think, and got in some trouble there on the last lap, and it put us way behind the 8 ball. And I felt like I was playing catch up over half the race, but obviously it's 200 laps, so you just kind of have to sit, cruise, and conserve tires, especially on that long first run. I think we ran 90 laps on a set of tires. That's a ton. So I think just keeping the nose clean, not getting into trouble, just trying to conserve tires, and then there for that last run, it was just give it everything she had.
Well, buddy, good run for you there. Again, for Ryco Motorsports, finishing in the top 3, Daniel Hindra. We're going to talk now to the runner-up in Nicholas Sacco from Bushkill, Pennsylvania. Nicholas, a good strong run of the 93. You'll settle for the bridesmaid spot. What's your take of the race at Rockingham tonight?
First of all, I got to thank Rock Batteries for putting on. Honestly, it's always good putting on a show with a sponsor on it. So, got to thank everybody at BP for Autism Racing. It was it's tough pill to swallow. I think that with the strategy at the end, I could have had Garrett. I picked up 3 seconds in about 3 laps at the beginning of that run, and then got caught up in that accident. So, kind of unfortunate there.
Yeah, Garrett, talk a little bit about that incident there late, because you got caught up in it, but it didn't seem to affect you at all at first there. You were reeling Garrett back in, but then you kind of fell back a little bit. So tell us about what the car did after the incident.
It was plowing the second it happened. So, even though I was catching him, I wasn't catching him at the rate that I was catching him the first few laps. So, I was down on power. It was rough. I'm surprised I actually still held on to second there, but again, I was picking up almost a second a lap, and then once that happened, it just, I don't know, I'm gonna have to see if I don't even know who that was, but I'll have to ask him to pay the bounty for next week.
In the end, you had the best chance, again, to knock off Garrett Maines. So what was going to be your strategy if you could have gotten up to that number 1 machine?
Honestly, I don't think he would have put up much of a fight. I don't think that he was trying to put up a fight. I believe that he didn't change tires on that last pit stop, hoping that there'd be another caution. So if it went green, I don't think that, on old tires he had much of a chance to, put me on new tires there. But didn't work out in the end, as it normally does.
All right, buddy. Well, we appreciate it. Thank you very much. Runner-up spot again for Nicholas Sacco, again in the car number 93, the man out of the Keystone State of Pennsylvania. Finally, win number 7 for Elliott Sadler Esports. The bounty, you get the bounty money, and I think you pretty much locked yourself in for the championship as well. From Powelton, Virginia, the driver for Sadler Esports, Elliott Sadler Esports driver, Garrett Maines. You win the Rock Batteries 200. You beat everybody that had a bounty on you, and you even had problems yourself. Talk about your internet issues there before things started.
Yeah, that was the beta UI crashing on me. I kind of had a feeling. going into it, I probably shouldn't use it just because everybody was probably going to be using it today, trying out all the new build stuff, and everybody on the website was probably getting pushed towards it, just the way they redesigned it. I kind of went down the wrong path, choosing to use it just in today. I think the rush of people. So I'm going to stay on the website for a few more days and see if they fix whatever that was. But we got it all straight, got back in the race. But after listening to these interviews, it's very interesting. I think people didn't realize the strategy I was on. It was actually funny. My teammates were like trying to sell off my strategy. The people were like, I'll tell you what he's doing for $5. But I had a guy up on the box that was, Brendan Kohler was letting me know, how much I needed, to save and all this stuff with, timing, because I didn't want to be put in a position where if we got a caution, people would have the advantage on newer tires. So I literally went out there and I was creeping on my fresh tires. And I knew I had a 4-second gap. I used every bit of that 4 seconds, and as soon as he got to 0.7, I picked up the pace and ran his pace. But I knew he had ran his tires hard, so I was still saving in a sense, because if I'm running his pace, I'm not running my full pace because I've been saving. And then he got clobbered. And I'm like, well, this is really going to help my strategy. So I just kept saving, and, I was able to back off more and more and more just in the, the off occasion. If we did get a yellow and people decided to pit and try to take fresh tires, that I was going to have the best tires in the field. And hopefully that was going to be enough to just put me on the edge, because there was no point in me running, and trying to get a gap, because there was literally zero benefit to it. So we just tried to, to play the strategy as well as we could. Because once we factored it out, taking just fuel was going to kill us.
Garrett, on restarts, it seemed like every single restart you had a different contender up front. Sometimes they got past you, sometimes they didn't, but it seemed like no matter what happened, about 5 laps into the run, you were able to just put your head down and get right back in there. Were you kind of hanging back there on the restarts a little bit just to make sure nothing happened, or was that kind of just hard racing there at the beginning and then just putting your head down and getting it back?
I feel like, at the beginning of the race, I felt like people missed the memo that we only have 2 sets of tires. I mean, I was probably running only 70%, and then people were like, they were definitely pushing. Like, I was watching Jeans fall straight through the field, so I was like, well, I'll just kind of ride here and see what I can do. And people started making mistakes. I got the spots back, and then they just settled in behind me. And then on that second run, when I took no tires, we walked away, because I didn't plan on taking and saving that set again, so I just pushed, and we got out to a 5-second lead or something. It fit my driving style too. It was a lot looser. I was up in the air on whether I should actually take tires for the third time, but I decided to just double stint tires. I felt like that was the safest bet. People were making me a little nervous under yellow, and they were telling me they still had 2 sets, because the way the yellows fell, didn't really expect them to fall the way they did. Made it kind of a risky situation, but in the end it all worked out, and glad I played the cards the way I did.
Garrett, congratulations on another win. Keeping your car clean is so important, and you actually finished with a 0 incident count. So how important is keeping your car clean at a track like Rockingham?
Yeah, as tight as this car was, if you hit the fence, you're just going to be, making your problem even bigger. So we just kind of made it a priority. Just keep it on the bottom and don't shove out to the walls. Just, if you're already saving, it's kind of hard to get up by the wall, just because the more throttle you put down here on exit, the more you burn your tires. So, I mean, there wasn't much more, I could do there. To keep it clean, but just, I was out front most of the night, and I was able to stay away from, a lot of the incidents that were around me. Just, got lucky, right place, right time in some of those situations. I know, Nick's probably not as happy. I saw what happened to him, but I just got lucky to avoid that one.
Is it suffice to say you've officially locked up the championship?
I have not looked at the points, so I don't want you to jinx me, to be honest with you. I don't know how many weeks we got left. I don't know where we're going next week, but I'm just, I'm here for fun. It's been a really good time, and really appreciate everybody that's, put this together and kept it running.
Definitely. Man, congratulations to you. 7th win of the series. Richmond coming up. And by the way, I don't know if you heard it or not, but it sounds like there's some new heavy hitters that are trying to come after you next week for the rest of the season. Even some real race car drivers at that.
Pretty cool. Yeah, I don't know who they are, but definitely. I'm sure I'll hear about it later this week, and be interesting to see what they do next week. Should be fun.
Congratulations again for Elliott Sadler Esports, the number 1 of Garrett Maines. His 7th win in the series. As again, round 6 is in the books. And by the way, if you keep saying, well, how does he have 7 wins with 6, only round 6? Well, there's been Triple Crowns, there's been doubleheader races, there's been events like that happening, and that's why there's been more feature races. But this is officially round 6 of the series schedule. Round 7 coming up next week as well. Garrett, before I let you go, buddy, real quickly, I thought you'd already mentioned about let you throw the sponsors out. Go ahead.
Yeah, I got to give a shout out to Smithfield. Big thank you to them for sponsoring, and 101 CBD, Sim Seats, Strickland Hardy. Also shout out to Rock Batteries for sponsoring tonight's race. Big thank you to them.
Oh, yeah, and big thanks also to Billy Weeks and everybody at Rockingham Dragway for being a big part of helping promote this race broadcast as well. Well, we're going to wrap it up and get on out of here. Richmond next weekend. Atlee Weiss, Junior Race Reporter, what's your thoughts of tonight's race at the Rock? And always a good job working with you, young man.
Thank you. It was an absolutely great race. So many different lead changes. Pitch strategy was absolutely awesome to watch and cover. So multi-groove racing was another thing that we saw a lot of today. Just an overall great race in the super late models at Rockingham.
Greg Rentz.
I'm looking forward to Richmond next week, Wesley. From Rockingham to Richmond, 2 of the most historic venues in the world of iRacing and racing in general. But here's the thing, with Richmond, typically comes caution. So these drivers are going to have to be very careful in the early stages to not get collected in early problems, because Richmond, this is the track that pretty much began cautions breed cautions. Going to be a very long race, a race of attrition next week. You're not going to want to miss it here on LSR TV. Same bat time, same bat channel.
Richmond next week. Bristol in 2 weeks for the Butt Kicker 200. Irwindale all on the way for the Swag Outlaw Super Late Model Series. If you'd like to be a part of the Simulation World Auto Group, join Swag on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Swag Racing Esports Team. And of course, as always, follow us at LSR TV and at CRN Sports on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram as well. The voices in your broadcast you heard tonight include Atlee Weiss, our Junior Race Reporter. For Greg Wentz, awesome production work as always by Charles Wooten. And thank you again for Mr. Billy Smith Jr. joining us, the founder, the Shark of Swag. I'm Wesley Outland. Congratulations again to Garrett Maines, his 7th win on the series. We now pack up virtually and head to Richmond next week. God bless you all. Please keep on praying for America, and we hope you've enjoyed the Swag coverage.
This broadcast is the copyrighted work of LSR TV and may not be rebroadcast, retranslated, or used in any form without the express written consent of 52 Media LLC and iRacing.com Motorsports Simulations. LSR TV would like to thank you for your support, and we hope you enjoyed tonight's broadcast.